Namaste, this is Neha Sthana Meena and welcome back to my channel. I'm back with my second video. First, I would like to really thank all my viewers and all my subscribers for your amazing support, because this is actually making me go on and actually making me so motivated, and I'm really happy. So I'll begin about my second physical transformation. This was in year 2016 when we had gone back in 2015 after the first birthday of my child, and we had opened a new business. After that, when I was trying to establish it and run through, as in go into its operations, so I conceived. My second child was not a planned pregnancy. This was definitely not a planned pregnancy, and at that time there was this Zika virus in Brazil, Venezuela, and we contemplated. I was contemplating, should I even have a second child? Because at that moment I wanted to have a second child. Now there's another story about it, why I actually had another child. So I went to my gynac and he told me, see Neha, there'll be never a right time to have a child. So if you want to have a second child, just go ahead with it and have him or have her. So in Guyana, I thought, okay, fine, I'll continue with the pregnancy. So that was the time when I decided, me and my husband decided. And when it was almost 4 to 5 months, we could find out that it was a boy. And getting to know that was very, for me, disheartening a little, because I never wanted to have a boy child. I had one, so I wanted a girl. You want to always have a perfect, you strive for perfection. You want to have a girl and a boy so that you can feel both, how, you can, the entire feeling. My mother-in-law wanted a girl child. So that in itself, we were trying. We wanted to have, but then, so I called up my father. He's also a doctor, and I told, I don't want to continue with this pregnancy. It's a boy. He was like, Neha, what's wrong with you? I mean, the basis of your argument is you want to have a girl child. And if you can promise me that, or if you are too sure you would have it in the next time you try, go ahead. I was like, and obviously that made sense. I was not sure, so why to let go of what I have? So it's a blessing that has come, and take it. So I continued with my pregnancy. So when at 7 months, I came back with my husband. He came to drop me in India and he was supposed to go back. But then circumstances, when you are pregnant and you're putting on so much weight, your belly is becoming bigger and bigger. You're not able to handle your first child, and he was just two years old. And it was difficult, so he decided to stay back till I deliver my child, and we got tickets done 60 days after I would deliver, and we were supposed to leave back for Georgetown. But what actually happened? As I told you, I had a minor hernia after my first pregnancy. So when I went for my, you go for a checkup just before you're going to get admitted, I mentioned it to my gynac that I have a hernia. So she referred me to a general surgeon, and I told him. He said, okay, fine, once we open you up, we would fix it there and then if it's possible. So I said, fine, well, so there was a general surgeon along with the gynecologist in my C-section. So when they opened me up while having the C-section, they saw there was this, my hernia was too huge. It was a supraumbilical hernia, and it was very, very, very major. So they could not fix it through the incision that they had made in the while doing the C-section. So my doctor said, Neha, this is not something that we can do with the incision that you have. We will have to open you up. I was like, and I was groggy. You're anesthetized, and how much can you think? He said, see, there are two options. We can close you up or we can open you up and do it right away. So I was like, let me get over it. Anyways, I knew first pregnancy how much I had to, you get a bed rest, you are taken care. So I said I would let it happen and it will just get fixed. And we landed up going for 2 surgeries at the same time. So now there was an incision for my C-section, and there was an open laparotomy they had to do. And when they had to do open laparotomy, after that, when I came back to my room, I could hardly move. There was a big band around my stomach, and I was actually bedridden. My doctor told me, Neha, see, he came back for the post-op follow-up, and he told me, Neha, I have never ever seen in my life such a thin abdominal sheath. So what was that? See, I'm not a doctor, but I would try to explain what I understood with kind of knowledge I have as a paramedic, or how much my my father or my husband explained a little to me. So this abdomen, there's this covering above your organs, which keeps your organs inside. So my abdominal sheath had become very thin. Now I don't know what could be the reason, but what I feel, and when I look back, and now I look back at what mistakes I have made, or what could have contributed to what to improve, and that's when I realized that realization had come even that time as well, because I felt so it could be one of the contributing factors. When I'd gone for the slimming, there was this heat pads they used to put on my stomach, and I think because of that I lost weight. But I am not sure if that was one of the factors that contributed in my abdominal sheath being, the membrane being so thin. He was like, I had to put such a huge mesh inside your body that he's a renowned surgeon in Jaipur, and he was very clear. He had never come across that. So I was like, did I overdo it? Did I overdo with my dieting? Did I overdo with my yoga? Did I overdo with my slimming? I was just contemplating. But eventually I realized yoga everyone does, dieting everyone does. And I was not on a very specific sort of any silly diet or something. So I was like, so I feel it is just my assumption. It may not be, I'm not sure it's true or not. I felt the heat pads or the heating technology that they used. See, massaging is okay. You're getting massages done to drain out something. That's a different story altogether. But then if you're getting heat pads and all, I think that contributed in thinning of my abdominal sheath. So my hernia had become so major that I had to undergo that open laparotomy. Now it was time to come back home after my C-section and open laparotomy. Honestly, that fear of coming back to my home and not being able to attend to my first one, and because my doctor had warned me, see Neha, you need to have 2 years of continuous support and 3 months of almost, it was like a complete bed rest. A lot of care was required, sponging, so many things were required. So I was like very scared to come back. In my hospital, the baby was fed, he was taken care. Coming back here, I was so scared that I actually postponed my discharge for 2 days because I didn't want to come back, thinking that how would I take care of my first child, and how would he feel? I would not be able to make him come close to me because there were so many precautions you had to take. He cannot hit me because when he would sleep, obviously he would dance around in the bed and stuff like that. So I was scared, I was actually scared. And that is the time, actually I was kind of shattered. I realized that, boss, nothing works in life, nothing matters in life. What matters is you being healthy, being able to take care of your family, your child, your physical fitness. The importance of being physically fit actually struck me that time very heavily, because now my body was gone and I was not able to handle my child, or not able to feed my first one, the second one. There were so many, emotionally I was very disturbed. And I also realized that time, boss, life is something that can kick you out of its game anytime. You are nothing. You are actually nothing. Boss, you are nothing in this universe. You're like a tiny speck, actually, and that is so true. You can be kicked out of the game anytime. Money doesn't matter, wealth doesn't matter, your name doesn't, you are nothing. And that's what I came to terms with. The second pregnancy grounded me. It grounded me so much that I realized the kind of attitude I was living in, or the kind of life, taking things for granted, taking my husband for granted. Oh, he's there, he's married me, he's supposed to do this to me, this. But it was a bond that was a very pure, and I was trying to, sometimes I would act a little funny with that whole concept. So I realized, boss, it's nothing. You have to start valuing life, because now what would happen to me? I I was in such a great despair, or I would say a depressive moment was there in my life, that I wanted to give up. I was feeling that I don't want to live, I would rather die. I had absolutely lost that whole conviction, or to continue with my life. That was that moment I was like, nahi bhaiya, I can't do it. It's too much for me to handle. Because see, you've been healthy all your life, you've been on yourself, you've been independent woman all your physically. When it comes to physical, for me it is very important. If I can do everything, I am good. Even if I don't have money, it doesn't matter, because I know if there is capability in my body, I'll be able to cook my own food, eat myself, work my way through. I will be able to do a lot of things. But if physically I'm incapacitated, if I'm not fit, what am I supposed to do? So I gave up. I gave up on my life. I was shattered to the core. And that's when I would say Raj, my husband, he was the greatest support I got. He was the support that actually changed or got me out of that phase. He was there to tell me that, Neha, see, why are you worried? Why are you worried so much? What is making you feel so low about it? And he being a doctor, he also motivated me. It's a minor laparotomy, fine, it's a major laparotomy, but it's just a herniaplasty you've had. And people go through, cardiac interventions, bypass, the heart transplant, so many other things. This is nothing, this is okay. So medically he was trying to make me feel it is a very minor surgery. He was trying to motivate, because he is very good at motivating people, I would say, or telling them logically. He makes sense. And so that was medically I was feeling, so I started feeling okay, I can. But then emotionally I was taken aback, because see, for you, even if it is a fracture, it's too much. Everybody has their capacity to handle, right? So for me it was a major thing, and I gave up. And then he said, see Neha, don't worry, I am there. I'm there to support you. And he also said one thing, see Neha, if you are not there, it would not really make sense. The entire life would not make sense to me. And that was the moment he said, I would stay back. I would stay back for you, for my kids. And I was like, how would I take care of my kids? And my firstborn was trying to come cuddle me, and I could not, I just could not hug him or let him come close to me, because in case he hits me. Herniaplasty is a surgery that fails very often. It's a very high failure rate. I was in such an emotional turmoil. The second one I could not feed. It was very difficult. He's a bottle-fed baby. So for me, it was difficult. And when my husband said, I am there, I would take care of the kids, and he was like a mother. I was not there. And the whole chemistry of my relationship with my husband changed. It just changed because of my second pregnancy. I started respecting him so much more, valuing him. I started valuing life, because life had given me second chance to stop being what I was, or stop what do you say, so life had given me the second chance, and to be better, to value what I have, to respect what I have. And the beautiful bond that actually developed after my second pregnancy between me and my husband has been mind-blowing, I would say. And when my second child was born, and I'm sure my second child will be watching this video eventually, I had this feeling of, there was this awkward feeling I had. When this child came, I had hernia, I had this major surgery, I was no longer what I was, because everything was, I felt it was gone. My body was gone, and physically I was no longer fit. When my stitches were opened after the hernia surgery, because there was a bandage, right? The moment they opened, I could see, I was like, oh my God, what has happened to my stomach? It was a post-surgery stomach that I had, and it was like it was crazy, right, for me to witness that kind of a physical deformity. I mean, I would not say deformity, but a surgery mark, where you've had a flawless body all your life and you've been pretty happy about it, and then you see suddenly such a huge scar on your stomach. How do you feel? How do you feel about it? And so it actually, this whole episode brought me to terms with my life, and it changed. A lot of things changed in my life after that. So now I had put on weight. This is something which I want to tell. Probably, I think I have overshot with this whole episode and the time, so I can take it in the third part of the physical transformation. What happened actually with me after I had put on so much of weight, and I was not supposed to even exercise or do anything. I was supposed to just do a minor walk, and then you would not lose weight, right? So you had to do a lot more other things. And how, when you are a physically unfit person, how do you work towards your health? So that's that in itself has been a journey for me. So thanks a lot, thank you for watching, and thank you for your motivation and all the support. Please like, share and subscribe if you like my story, and let me know. So this is Neha Sthanamina signing off. Take care. Bye bye.